That's ranked, though.
That's what I'm saying, but that would be ranked. So Kato would be ranked, but not in the top 15 or even in the top 20. And that way you disqualify Kato from the Arcadian, but you disrespect Kato. Thus solving every problem at once.
This sounds like a lose-lose.
It rules. Yeah, it's a great solution. It's fantastic. Everybody would be happy about it.
Except someone is left out of this equation here.
Except everyone else.
Yeah.
Everybody.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Rankings are crazy.
Rankings are crazy.
I think even in the local scene, there's so much heated discourse.
There's a lot of ire. There's a lot of animus. There's a lot of mean things said. Some feelings hurt.
That's right. You know what I miss about Cruise that I've been enjoying watching this, like the last half an hour to hour, however long it's been? It's just the crowd.
Yeah.
And just the smack talk.
Just everybody here screaming. That's a good time.
That's right, because it's just a different vibe.
It really, really absolutely is. And that's one thing that like you miss from some tournaments, just that crowd presence. Three stocks at 3.
The old school vibe is always so nice, where you don't really mind that you're yelling in your opponent's in their general vicinity, right?
It's like if you think about it, it's like, am I too close? I don't know. We're about 12 feet away from the commentators, and that is a generous 12. We're closer to about 8. They can definitely hear us, which is something I worry about, but I don't think we're going to be louder than the crowd.
Ooh. I just noticed how small the text is on the name of their crew for Captain G. They have to make it so small so you can fit everything in there.
It looks like a Fall Out Boy title. All the like 15 words. Right now, I don't know. Captain G's punish game is really, really good. It just feels like Azel got hit twice. That's all it took. There we go.
That's really good when I see the Falcon doing that, where they do the dash immediately as soon as they see the Fox being off stage, which gives them so much more time to kind of put out that up air to stuff the up B.
Personally, I fear it a lot as a Fox main. One of the characters that could just dynamically get out there and just, no matter what, I'm just a Fox in the hands of this Falcon.
Captain G is doing so well. I like that he realized he couldn't quite get the stomp, so he delayed it so he could catch the spot dodge instead. And then getting the knee before even hitting the platform was so nice.
That's very good. Azel needs to convert this, honestly. I am worried what happens if Captain G gets another opening. Especially in Cruise. You don't get another shot. There's no game 2.
It's a brutal format. There you go.
It's really, really evil. A lot of Joker moments have happened in Cruise. You know, TMG, a great Cruise thing, also kind of popularized in a big way by New England. But I always like this.
Oh, barely missing the up air there. That would have been up air knee, I think, was just with the way that Captain G's been playing.
Right.
I like the dash dance and then just like waiting a little bit to kind of get Azel to do like a spot dodge or a dash back or something.
It's looking tricky out there for Azel. One more shot here. Try and make this combo happen.
That's a good trade.
Yeah, that's a great trade for Captain G. Get out there. Oh, tricky. Hard edge guard.
Yeah, when the Fox goes low like that, you don't want to go out there for a stomp. And Captain G taking the first game here in this crew.
That's big. You get counter pick advantage. Do we have any bans today, dude?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Does anybody get to ban a stage at any point?
That is a great question.
I don't know. We've been running no bans for a while, which is funky.
That's you get like a huge counter pick advantage.
You get some messed up stuff. So looking at the crew here.
They're right here. So
after this, you really have to worry about this. If you send Spark, does Dawson go in?
I think when you only have one stock in, you typically want to send someone that works well, that doesn't get super hard counterpicked, right?
That's right.
Like, Spark might be the best versus the Falcon on paper.
Right.
But then Spark, who is arguably their best player, could actually, it's probably KoDoRiN. But one of the stronger players on their team, you know, gets counterpicked super hard.
Right.
And you don't want that happening. It sounds like it's 2 Saint, though.
Sounds like it's 2. I think that's a good choice. They've got great, you know, matchup coverage versus the rest of this team. You basically have Falcon,
Puff.
Yeah, Falcon, Puff.
And Falco.
Yeah.
Against this team, yeah, 2 Saint oddly does pretty well, despite being Puff here.
You're really just trying to avoid Dawson versus Spark or something like that, or like KoDoRiN versus a Falcon on a huge stage. KoDoRiN almost a weird liability in this.
Oddly enough.
So like the name of the game is going to be avoid. Oh!
Good DI.
Good DI.
Not going to be able to make it back for a punish, though, but living that is huge.
You know, when I go through SUJ's head-to-heads, I am awed by how good they are versus basically everybody except Toussaint.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Toussaint weirdly has Johnny's number.
That's an interesting tidbit.
Yeah, because like 2 plays this matchup a lot, but not to the point where I would think like necessarily the strongest, absolute, like, you know.
I think 2's style is fairly aggressive among the Puffs, and I think if you're comfortable kind of like stuffing Falcon in his face, even as Puff, it can work out really well.
I think so. Then the other thing when I remember some of the Johnny's tests, there's been some really clutch spots where they've pulled the trigger on rests, and that's going to be huge in Cruise. But I think after this, kind of looking past this, the goal is to avoid KoDoRiN Mars.
Their edge guarding has been pretty good as well.
Oh, yeah. You definitely need to hit that in Cruise.
Especially against Falcon. And 2's not dropping it.
Absolutely.
2 is not dropping it.
Not at all. So, really, it's just stage counter picks. Those are your biggest options here. Falco, Puff, you know, you're not that excited to play it right. That's not a big one. Yeah, and you have Falcon.
I doubt they're going to send in the Falco.
Dawson.
They might send in the Puff to do it.
It could be. No, it's not.
It's not. Okay.
It's not going to be Dawson. That's interesting. What do we got? It's not Majersk.
It doesn't look like Majersk.
Is it Mars?
Is it actually Mars? I feel like that's a really scary counter pick.
Yeah.
But Mars could be super good at the matchup.
If it works out, you're goated. And on the other side, like, you just don't want to have Mars have 4 stocks. Like, eliminate 1 stock and then KoDoRiN comes in rushing in on FD or something like that. That's probably your worst matchup out of any of the team configurations. So again, it's how do they do versus everybody, right? No, it's Dawson. I'm sorry. Is that Dawson?
It's hard to see with them turning around.
Is that Dawson? That's Dawson, right? Okay, my brain just stopped for like an entire minute.
Can't really see the faces in our defense.
Dawson. Okay.
Okay, so that's what we were thinking,
that's
right?
So weird. I just have the weirdest,
Oddly enough, on this roster, the Puff Ditto might be the play here.
That is weirdly high variance for how floaty of a matchup is. I don't understand it at all, but sometimes you see a lot more 3 stocks in this matchup than you would normally expect. That's my wild take. I know it's insane.
It kind of goes one-sided. You would think it'd be really back and forth, but once one of the Puffs has a good handle on the other's like drifts and the way they back air in particular, it becomes like a whole different ballgame. And they're 4 stocks each, so
we're here. We're here for a while. How's your day?
The most hype matchup you could get in Cruise. The crowd is going wild.
Yeah, because normally nobody's watching. Normally there isn't that much drama behind it. There's so much drama. Every back air counts now. Everything matters.
So much more on the line with each back air, with each neutral interaction.
It's a good time. So Dawson's pretty good at this matchup, I will say this. Dawson, one of the people to defeat H Lord, Hungry God, net play version, Forma de Online. You know, and we'll see what that has to do. But Dawson looks great in that matchup when I watch them play it. Also very good in these kind of attritive matchups that Puff has to play. So like Peach, I think, has got a Keizu win. Dawson, absolutely no joke.
Yeah, really good at the floaty matchups, as you're making it seem.
Exactly.
And I feel like 2 is a very different Puff from HBox.
Yeah.
Again, I think he's just one of the more aggressive Puffs in general. So I wonder how that's going to work out.
They definitely have their own style and solution to like a lot of situations in neutral that you wouldn't expect. Like, you don't see Toussaint just throwing a bunch of back airs over and over again, right?
Not in like a predictable way. There you kind of have to because you're like falling down and you know you're exhausted a lot of your jumps.
Woo!
But I agree with you.
Clean kill from Dawson.
Looking good so far.
And there is basically no time limit in Cruise, just as a heads up. We could be here for an indeterminate amount of time if we
97 minutes is the max. Oh, no.
That's why we get paid the big bucks.
In the history of Melee, no one has gone to time in Cruise with the 99 time limit, as far as I know.
One thing that I have seen in the Melee games, I think it was like the Puffster versus Frycook. It was Puff Ice Season. I believe this match went upwards of 15 to 20 minutes.
That's insane.
Just a complete refusal to approach.
In Cruise.
By the Puff. In Cruise.
That's insane. 15 minutes is a long time, bro.
It really is. And
you
it's
can
just
cook a whole meal.
But what do you do? Yeah, you could do a lot in 15 minutes.
Get a nice little workout.
You could hit chess.
You could play a chess game.
You could play a lot of chess games. You could actually just start queuing up Bullet.
You know, if you think about it, Jigglypuff Dittos are kind of like a chess game.
I don't like playing them. Sometimes watching them is confusing to me. In the meantime, Dawson's doing very well. But Toussaint, of course, top 50 player, strong, been here before, giving HBox a scare of their own.
Yeah, Dawson #1 in Philly.
That's interesting because I guess Slug would be inactive in that case.
This was off of Wiki, SSB Wiki, so perhaps it's not up to date.
SSB Wiki has never led me astray as far as
Wikipedia has always never led me astray, just in general.
I was talking about Philly is a very strong region recently. Like Philly and the region around it. I mean, you have Slug, you have Chem, you have Dawson. You have a lot of really talented players coming up as well.
When you say that, now #1 in Philly sounds
that's
all the
tough.
crazier.
Yeah, that's legitimately like Philly, New Jersey, New York now have so many more top 50 players than I feel like they used to. So, yeah, you know, it waxes and wanes like it does with all regions, but wow, we're here.
96 minutes left on the clock.
And this is it. Any sort of unsafe aggression will be punished, and then all of your crew, they'll be upset with you. You got to do it for everybody.
Toussaint's getting into it. They're popping off.
Let's go.
I love just the differences in the player cam. Toussaint's having a hell of a time.
Dawson is all business.
All business.
9-5.
I think Toussaint is reacting to some of the things that the crowd is saying.
Toussaint definitely putting on a show. Right now, they're going to have to make it back. Almost out of jumps. Does Toussaint run out of jumps? And will Dawson finish it?
Oh, no.
Yeah.
The smile is gone.
Uh-oh. Is that rest? I don't know.
If there was a roll read, that would be the point, right? When, after the drill.
An absolutely disgusting two-stock lead it would be.
As you said, Dawson does have an H-box victory.
Yeah. I'm going to count it.
It counts.
Yeah,
I think
counts.
It's like 0.8 or 0.9 of victory.
That's a lot of victory.
You know?
If you think about it.
0.8 of an H-box victory is still very, very high.
That's a lot of H-God win. That's going to matter. Oh. All right, so like drill up smash I think kills. F smashing in the middle of the stage might kill.
That sounds right.
It's hard to say.
I think drill up smash is the call here. Oh.
Now they're kind of both at death %.
Dawson really controlling this quite well, though.
Yeah. Dawson fighting for every single %, because it's not enough to win. You have to win with 2 stocks. And Dawson does.
That's huge.
Yeah, that's big.
That's huge.
That's a big clutch up. That's a big clutch up for the 4 seed versus the 1. So who is it going to be? Azel already off the board. We have KoDoRiN, we have Jflex, and we have Spark left. It is Marth Chic out here.
I wonder if it's going to be KoDoRiN, because KoDoRiN does have a victory over HBox as well recently.
Yeah.
Going 1-1 at Wave Dash.
That is true. We got Lord John Coast stepping up, ready to battle, ready to duel. We took KoDoRiN out drinking at a Smash for Wedding last week. So
hopefully that's faded by now, right?
Well, you know, he's kind of, you know, he's a small guy, but he was drinking responsibly. The thing that was funny, we brought old school San Diego to try and teach him their wisdom of just, I don't know, like confidence and just like, you know, old school smarts and whatever was going on back then. We've either made him a better player or a much worse player.
Only time will tell.
Only time will tell. I fear it's, you know, we probably messed it up.
Well, you were saying that KoDoRiN had some unorthodox losses amidst this crew battle, right?
Yeah, well, it's funny because, you know, Icy's Marth is somewhat of a hidden, you know, a hidden skill these days.
Nowadays, yeah, with the lack of ice climbers.
In some regions, it's definitely sparse out there for looking for Icy's practice.
So far, KoDoRiN doing pretty well, just staying really grounded, just like dash dancing and whatnot, you know.
Good DI from Dawson, actually getting out of that, you know, F throw usual chain of combos. And there, the tipper gets missed because the pivot doesn't go well.
Yeah, you see that little like stop in the movement.
Yeah, that's depressing. That's like you look back toward your house. Did I forget anything?
and yes, you did.
You did.
You left the stove on. You left your keys inside.
I've gone too far.
You can't go back.
All right, Jonko's got to have to clutch up here to keep this going, because the counter pick that faces him is annoying. It's going to be a Falcon on whatever stage the Falcon wants. Oh, big combo. It's a huge 40.
On Jigglypuff?
I know.
That's so big. Because now you're kind of at tipper range off the grabs as well.
Yeah, it's death percent off the grab. Oh.
Again, missing both of them, but catching the crouching puff that time.
That was very good. Those grabs were great. The funny thing is I think Dawson had the DI correct on just F throw tip or F smash. And there is a mix-up, and Dawson may have anticipated the mix-up, DI'd the other way. And then watched as KoDoRiN tries the same thing over and over again, because Rock always wins.
Sometimes you're just in your own head.
You are.
You're anticipating like the secondary Yomi layer, and then you should have just stayed on level 1.
I'm always on level 0. That's my secret.
Level 0 is exactly where you need to be.
Nobody can stop me on level 0. That's where winning gets done. Level 0.
At top level,
yeah.
Level 0 kills the game.
It does.
Kills the game.
So it's going to be KoDoRiN versus Falcon, most likely. And it is. It's Majersk. He's ready. He's confident. I wonder what stage it'll be. Majersk I always associate with like various regions in Pennsylvania.
Number 1 in PSU.
Number 1 in Penn State.
Penn State.
The Pennsylvania State University.
I don't know if I'm making this up, but I feel like Majersk has a game win over Zane in one of their sets online.
I can believe it.
I think he's taken a game off Zane. Someone in chat could correct me. But for some reason, that sticks out in my head.
I'm going to believe it. You sound authoritative.
It is
now.
That's
right.
It is now.
Our job as commentators is to make up stuff, and everyone's going to believe it. As we all know, we have the most power.
What are they going to do about it?
They can't do anything about it. Do you know that, do you know J-Boo can't see faces? That's so not true. J-Boo is so nice. He recognizes everything. That's messed up.
Oh,
that's messed up. So Majersk, I have watched beat Iori, I think, which is a dangerous, dangerous competitor out of Tennessee. One of the hidden legends of Melee, if they still exist. That was the fun thing. I don't know if you saw one of my like terrible tweets about like, I think there are casuals that exist that could beat more tournament players than people realize. So, did you see this or not? I can explain the premise.
but go ahead.
The premise is somebody said, you know, I'm a solid tournament player. I've been on local PRs. I've been to hundreds of tournaments. I don't think there's a single casual that would ever beat me in any set.
In the world.
In the world. And my question is, what is a casual? What is a casual to you?
A casual is someone who can't use advanced techniques or isn't aware of them. I think would be... But I guess that's not even casual per se, right? Because
that's why. I mean, it's probably true. It's the way people think about it, but it's not how I think about it.
It's casual as someone who doesn't go to tournaments in your head?
Yeah, like someone who doesn't go to tournaments, maybe plays with some competitive people occasionally, but it's like a dorm room legend. But
there are a lot of people like that. I would say that's like, is that more like hidden boss then? But what's the distinction between like, casual and hidden boss?
It's very hidden because hidden boss would be like they go to tournaments, but they don't ever go to big ones.
Okay.
Well, like for example, Lord was like what I would call a casual, which is almost insane to talk about.
What?
Yeah, but like Lord played basically just like in the fraternity house. I think Shroomed and a couple other people.
No, Lord is a hidden boss. If that's casual, then yeah, obviously Lord can beat whoever that guy was, whoever it is, honestly.
Lord before first tournament is what I'm saying. Like before Lord walks into that venue. Is Lord a casual? And a lot of people say no. I say yes, which is insane. We're into the match.
Almost a huge tipper for KoDoRiN.
Exactly.
Doesn't quite get it. Great DI on the back air, though.
You do like to see that. You need to mitigate what's going to happen here. Up air. That's not as bad as up air knee.
It is kind of scary for going to up air knee in that position, because if you mess it up, the Marth just does like a forward air or something that sends you backwards. And
right, and then it's just curtains, because Marth is just running the funeral music at you.
You never want the funeral music. That meme kind of went out of style. Ooh!
Really quickly, too. I did like it. Good stomp from Majersk. About the unnecessary edge cancel.
Yeah, with how long stomp lasts.
It's the best up.
Just even longer.
You can check your phone. You can actually look back at your crew, hype them up, finish the knee.
You could make one of those memes with the dancing funeral.
You really could.
In the time that stomp takes to get a knee off that.
I've seen an ultimate player who uses like the various like stream keys to like shoot the different.
You're talking about 24K, right?
I'm talking about 24K.
24K, right?
I fear 24K. 24K. If 24K were a Falcon, it would be just a clip machine in Melee.
Oh yeah.
KoDoRiN eats a knee.
Oh, no immediate ledge dash back.
Big survivability. Tech chase doesn't get it. Doesn't get it that time either. Picks it up third time's a turn.
They're both grabbing nothing.
No, we're rolling a lot of times.
I don't know how all of that connected. It felt like the stomp wasn't fast fell. It felt like none of that should have really worked, but sometimes it throws off the timing.
Right.
on the receiving end, and you're like, oh, I don't know why I haven't gotten hit yet.
120XX. Oh, big combo from KoDoRiN. Huge recovery from what was almost a death.
Ooh.
Does not get. Oh!
Oh!
That's a classic juke. Well done, Majersk.
The tiniest little waveland. It'll get you.
It will.
That should do it.
This is going to be big. All right, what can you get on the board if you're Majersk?
Stomp.
You can just take it. Just stop. Just go for it. Oh, air release. Oh,
that's big. Why does KoDoRiN DI that? That's such good DI on the back air.
KoDoRiN has been hit by Johnny more.
Oh! That time not having the stage, so even with pretty decent DI, the back air still works out really well.
Whoa.
That's the classic against Falcon.
He said, good games. I learned.
That's the tough part about 4 stocks.
Yeah.
You can do that kind of, okay, I'm just going to go for it, where there's no room to adapt.
You
done.
Not survive in this game without a rock hard mentality in Cruz. You cannot. You cannot be scared of anything. He did it. And I'm proud.
You got to watch out for the cheese in
You really do.
in Cruz. They're going to throw it out.
Absolutely.
At least once or twice.
You don't have enough time to actually deal with it.
You don't.
I'm surprised you don't see more weird characters in Cruz. But I guess nowadays we do the thing where you list all of your characters beforehand. So you don't know, like, it's not going to be a surprise when Rishi rolls up with DK.
I also think some of those characters get counterpicked super hard.
That's true.
So I think that's the kind of double-edged sword. But what you're
point.
saying is definitely probably the biggest aspect of it, is that it's not a surprise, like, ha!
Yeah, surprise.
Yeah, surprise.
Yeah. At one point, they used to let you just change characters in Cruz, which I thought was insane.
That is insane.
That's kind of wild.
That doesn't even make sense if you really think about it.
So this is a gamble, and it's good. I don't know. I don't think you make it this far in Cruz without having a lot of faith in your players. But this is 4 stocks of Mars versus 1 stock of KoDoRiN. Mars is counterpick. We'll see what happens.
4 stocks to 1, I think, is reasonable, right? I feel like if Mars has made it this far in the Cruz battle,
Yeah.
they must have done relatively well, right? They must have at least held their own in some capacity to be able to make it here.
No, Pennsylvania's always talked about Mars as an absolute hitter. And, I mean, you know, it's either Mars versus KoDoRiN or it's Mars versus Flex. Or it's Mars versus...
Check.
Yeah, KoDoRiN Flex, blanking out here. It is... No, it's Spark. It's Spark.
Oh, Spark. Oh, I think, depending on how you like the matchup, you know, those two are super hard to play against, especially Spark.
You don't have good options, really, at all.
Yeah, they're
Really
number 1
good
seed
for
for a reason. Just all good players left, so you got to just pick your poison if you're...
You just have Matteo.
Yeah.
Matteo just has to take
Mars.
A lot of stocks.
Yeah. Only down 1 stock, though. This is...
Oh, KoDoRiN made the Power Shield video. 3, 4, 5, 6!
Oh!
Oh, God, is Mars dead?
Has 1 laser landed?
Well, they've landed on Mars.
Dead.
That's terrifying.
That's too bad. That's too bad.
Okay, so that's 1 stock. Now we're starting to worry.
It's also only 12%, by the way.
That's
so
not that much. Oh, lasers are hitting now. Oh, it doesn't matter. He's doing the down air regrab. It's tech chase time. He was missing versus Majersk. He's not missing now.
having these kind of like bread and butter. Oh, okay. I thought he was going to edge cancel off that down air as well. Having these kind of bread and butter combos are so big in Cruz, right?
Yeah, look at us going for the Fendi. See that green Marth?
That's right.
Yeah.
The classic.
35%. That's not a good pace. That's not going to be a PB, but it might be for KoDoRiN.
I like not going for anything after the down air as well, just going back to stage, keeping the laser pressure up. Had the right idea with that back air as well.
I like that too. Can edge guard here? Yes, takes it home. Okay, that could have gotten ugly. Good pickup by Mars.
2 stock is not that bad.
Yeah, we'll take it. 2 stocks to 1. You know, it's just, you know, at this point the lead is pretty dangerous. The people left are all very, very big threats. It's going to look pretty tough. We could talk about the other semifinals really quickly.
Oh yeah, it's
these are insane teams.
It's Bloods versus
Bloods
versus Dream Team.
It's either a great team name or a terrible team name. So Bloods, okay, so Bloods is basically, you know, the
Crudo, Panda, Slug, Mott Money,
and Magi. That's a brutal team. Basically every single one of them is top 50 or almost.
That's the same for Seed 1 as well.
Yeah.
Sparks team?
Yeah.
I don't know why I'm calling it Sparks team, but
I also call it Sparks team.
Sparks team now.
Sparks listed first.
That's right.
Spark is the heart and soul of the team.
Even though he's not actually the highest rank on that. It feels like it's Spark's team, Spark and Friends.
Somehow, it is Spark and Friends. And then they're going to be playing right now Salt, Bobby Big Balls, the Swooper, No Fluxes, and the Pig. And that's got to be I don't want to play that team. I don't think I want to play any one of those characters in Cruise.
Kind of a weird combination of characters for Cruise as well. You got Falcon, Falco, Samus, Ganon, and Puff.
Really, nobody is happy. Nobody is happy at all. Ganon has some great utility in Cruise versus, you know, a Marth versus
Ices.
Ices.
It's Ices in particular.
Yeah, you got Slug floating around, you know.
That's right. No Fluxes does have the Slug win.
That's right. 2 Sluglets.
Oh, 2.
At the same tournament.
All right, but here we are. Mars 2 stocks to Sparks 4.
Right.
Don't get grabbed is the name of the game if you're Mars.
Mr. Spark looking to do. Probably trying to clean this up by himself at this point.
Spark was saying that his main motivation for playing today is to get Chick-fil-A with his tournament winnings.
How much do they win?
He was saying he spends like a hot $40 at Chick-fil-A, which is wild to me.
That's
a lot of chicken.
You can't really get that much there.
I don't know what Spark is doing, but I want to see him at Chick-fil-A now.
I have a lot of questions, and I'm not going to get answers if I know Spark. I like Mars' shield pressure.
Mars' movement has been really good, just like the wave lands and the kind of the tricky on-shield pressure as you're talking about.
Absolutely does not look out of place here versus like a top 20 player. There we go. Here we go.
It feels like Mars is moving a little bit better in this game versus the previous one, and I think a lot of that is the matchup too, right?
Oh, absolutely. And KoDoRiN's pretty stifling.
Oh!
Look at this. Spark's kind of getting worked. Will it matter?
I love the up tilt in particular, just like really calling out when Spark is going to be like approaching in, especially off the platforms in particular. Missing the onto tech there, so Spark will take the stock. And also waiting for spot dodges.
Yeah. Dangerous.
Oh, great roll from Spark.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we saw it. We saw F smash there, right?
Yeah.
Oh, he's got Spark rolling. He's got Spark grabbing. A little bit lost right now, I gotta say.
Who is this doing this?
Yeah. This guy was in the Arcadian. They let him in.
That's not allowed, right?
What's going on?
You can't be this good in being the Arcadian.
That's always the funny thing about the Arcadian. You walk away, you're like, maybe that guy was too good.
They should have ranked him.
The highest compliment you can pay. And now Spark having trouble with the power shields. Slow walk up.
This is actually really impressive for Mars. See, again, that up tilt. Calling out just when Spark is coming out and calling out the roll? What is going on? No Chick-fil-A for Spark?
Yeah, Spark, you're going to have to be a better ally. You're not getting this money.
That's right. Maybe it's best for the world. Maybe the world's a better place.
After you said that, Spark has just gotten destroyed.
He's thinking about it.
Yeah, he's thinking about it. It's an even. Wait, it's even out here.
Yeah, the deficit has been made up by Mars through immaculate gameplay. Gets the slide off as well.
Uh-oh. But he's into the center of the stage. Spark's got to find something, but it's, you know, at this percentage, it's not going to take that much.
This looks...
good DI, and you're punished for it.
It's one of those things where you DI in, you're going to get forward air. You DI out. At that percent, you're damned if you do, damned if you don't.
Like, I believe Falco's recovery is very good, and a lot of Falcos are just straight capping when they're like, everyone kills me instantly. That was a bad one. That's a bad situation.
If you're getting KO'd by Sheik's forward tilt and you have actual no option in that position, not the greatest recovery, right? Still a great showing from Mars, though. I was very impressed with that gameplay.
That's going to be some MVP performance because this turned it from what may have been a laugher into this is close. Jflex will have a counter pick, maybe not even a stock lead. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, that's crazy. How are either of these players in the Sheik Ditto? That's what's going to come out here.
Well, it's Matteo, right?
Oh, sorry. Yeah,
no, that's fine.
I heard Jflex when you said that. So
I was like, okay, Spark's going to play Jflex. Kind of makes sense. Jflex is like in the region. Like, yeah.
It's too late.
The regional composition of the crews is very mixed. There's like a bunch going on.
Who's on which team?
Yeah.
But yeah, no, you're right. We have Matteo.
Yeah, Matteo.
Which is scary, man. Spark is so good against Falcon. This is one of those things I saw in the previous crew battle where Spark only had like 1 stock versus a Fox, and he was at like 90%.
Yeah.
And then just went on to take 2 or 3 stocks because of how strong Spark is at the tech chase.
Oh, absolutely. And another player forged in the fires of the Melee games. Spark playing for UC Santa Cruz. One of the powerhouses in NorCal, up there with UC Berkeley, who was just the monster team.
That is interesting to think about how many good players came from that kind of era of Melee.
It was insane. It was insane. We had to fight Face Roll, Connor, Santi, Squid at various points, Stab at various points.
What a strong university.
Luigi Kid. That was all one crew. Like, a lot of the players that are at Shine today from New England, a lot of them do kind of date back to the Melee games. What Matt.Zeb put together and organized there was a big, like, revitalization of New England Melee.
That's awesome. Shout outs to Matt. That's really cool.
That's a big one. I hope he is having a good time somewhere. Maybe smoking some weed.
That's a great guess. That's a fair assumption.
Love you, Matt.
I always associate Shine with Matt as well,
I
too.
always really like Matt's running everything or just like passed out somewhere. Just having put in some like 20-hour day.
No in between.
There's no between.
All or nothing.
He works hard, plays hard. And that's why we're here today. So it's funny, like, against different characters, I would say Matteo's got a great shot. We just saw Matteo at, I want to say Gommel. Was it Gommel?
Matteo was at SmashCon,
Yeah,
getting
SmashCon,
13th,
yeah.
beating Ringler, Darktooth, Lunar Dusk, and JJM.
Kind of the wild part was that a lot of those didn't look close at all. Like, it really was just Matteo cleaning house.
It's kind of insane.
Yeah. So things are a little bit mixed up right now. It is Spark on your right side, Matteo on your left, which is fine.
The spacing outside of that up air was so nice. Actually got Spark to grab as well.
That's a big bait.
Oh, that's big!
Uh-oh.
Forward tilt?
Oh, no!
Forward tilt again?
Spark almost threw the stock away.
Little late on the stomp there.
Flex might need some help here. Spark's going to have to give it to him.
Oh, wow, Spark actually not able to get a grab.
Oh, no.
This is big.
It's cruise time. It's cruise time. It's time for cruise.
Wow.
That's a big.
How did Spark have the recognition to do that light backer into hard backer immediately?
I also don't understand how off balance Spark has been this entire game and finding these kills.
Just
Almost gets
slightly off. These are all KOs.
Got it.
Pretty much. Okay.
And that's the thing. Like Matteo knows, that stock really mattered. That was a big one. And now it's going to be the largest man on the other crew. It's going to be Flex.
Oh. They call him Jflex for a reason.
They say he is very talented. He is very handsome. A lot of things are said about this man.
Agreed.
Gotten better and better over the years.
I was looking at the Wikipedia earlier today. It says
Jflex. So talented.
No. It says Jflex, also known as Jsex.
Yeah. Okay.
Cool wiki page.
So some hidden lore. There is J666 in SoCal, who also kind of calls himself Jsex occasionally. And I think there's a Jsex set that is downvoted a bunch of times because he's not the real J6.
Will the real Jsex please stand up?
Exactly. I saw a J666 on a bracket recently. There are too many J6s now. J name? There are too many names.
It's not even like they're saying like it's not like a name. They just put like a J in front of it for some reason.
Right.
I mentioned this at an earlier stream, but Hugo actually thought all the J-named Sheiks were related. And explain to him, no, they're just all
it's like One Piece. They just have this clan of like, they just have the name, no one tells them how, and they're all related.
Imagine though? That would be so crazy.
Imagine. Chape, our Melee Stats Chilean player, has said only a Juan can beat another Juan.
Ooh.
And if you beat a Juan, you get the J in your name.
Ooh.
So John KoDoRiN is actually Juan.
Ooh.
He's Juan KoDoRiN, so he's J-Ko.
Do you think that's how it worked also with the Sheiks? They all had to earn the J's from each other. Who was the original J?
I feel like J-Mook never had to earn it.
Oh, he was given the J from birth.
Yeah.
The doctor that delivered him. Here's your J.
This is J-Beast right here. J6 or Jflex might be one of the originals, now that I think about it.
I believe it.
I've seen an Icy's J-Flow like a billion years ago. I'm trying to think like who was the first J? Like the first, someone had to have been J-Dog in like 2002.
J-Dog sounds very familiar for some reason.
J-Dog, J-Money.
J-Money also, yeah, these sound like very plausible names.
You could make up a lot of like fake names and like fill out a fake bracket so that I could scam my way into like Smash World Tour silver points by pretending to hold a local.
With only J-named players?
Yeah, you know, I mean, they're not real. You got to make them up. It's like it's like money laundering.
Ah.
But with tournaments.
Is this what the racket that the TOs have to do to make money these days?
Yeah, that's how it has to go.
It's an interesting time. It's an interesting time.
Yeah, you know, there's a system. Someone's going to game it. You don't need a criminal TO. You need a criminal TO.
Better call Saul. Oh, man.
You know he'd be a great TO.
There's no player named Saul in the Melee scene at all, is there?
I'm trying to, like, think about the closest we have. There's got to be one guy named Saul.
There's got to be a Paul. There's at least a Paul.
There's a couple Pauls. All right. That's not good. You don't want to see that as Weast Coast.
No.
That's a stock out of there for no reason.
Yeah.
Not one.
And also Matteo messing up the tech chase as well, so that could have been way more.
Yeah. Gets the double kicks. Weak, not strong. Randall?
Oh. I like the attempt, though. That's pretty much what you have to do, because it's so hard to get back from this position, or from that position as Falcon.
You absolutely got to go for it.
Oh, just the single jab.
Oh.
Big check chase.
Oh, we're reading first.
At low percent as well.
Yeah. Uh-oh. The Dreffin.
Sheik's down air, beats out Falcons.
That's insane.
It's not possible.
Huge if true. And Flex just kind of falls off the stage again.
Second time.
That's really not good. Now it's a habit. Uh-oh. And again, going for that ledge cancel down air.
I like that as well, not fast falling the knee, so you get like a little bit more horizontal distance.
The tension is so high right now. I don't know if that's just me.
No, that's Cruz.
Yeah. It's Cruz. There's like a little bit of shakiness.
And these are the last players.
Yeah, and this is so doable. For both. Oh. Flex. Red's the recovery, but Matteo gets the double kick.
Yeah, that's the one you want as Falcon. It's actually really hard to punish that.
Yeah.
Because you saw he crouch canceled the first hit. Oh, no.
Oh, my God. No way. And we're down to the last stop. Anything can happen.
One grab from Matteo. Randall coming out of the best time.
You got to get out there. You got to punish that. Yeah. Edge guard opportunity. No.
The slow getup is really costing Matteo.
Oh, God, it's up throw.
Stomp from the top platform? He's crazy.
They're great DI. Matteo's got plenty of real estate to come back. Oh, it's tournament winner.
It feels like they're both choking.
I'm losing my mind. That's over. It's over. It's over. And
wow.
Flex takes it home. That was tight. That could have happened. That could have absolutely happened. Nobody is probably too happy with how they played on that one.
That's the beauty of Last Stock Cruise, though.
Last Stock Cruise is just, your hands are sweatier than anything you've ever imagined.
I feel like it's more nerve-wracking than singles Last Stock Last Hit.
Singles, if I mess up, I go home, I'm sad.
You're just by yourself, right? You just take the L on your own.
Cruise, I mess up, I'm sad. So they're going to advance to winners finals. We are going to come back. We are going to take a big break. When we come back, it's going to be winners finals. And I don't know who they're going to play, but it's going to be some very good teams. Catch you later.